Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out I took a journey from Malmö up to where we are currently, which is Karlstad. I think that is how it's pronounced, Karlstad. No, that sounds a little bit... Doesn't that sound a little bit American? Carl. I have no idea. I'm going to say it's Karlstad. Perhaps. Somebody from Sweden, please correct me. That would be great. I should like to learn. I should certainly like to learn. Anyway, today's journey is going to be going over to Estonia, to where I think is Kardla, maybe. Not entirely certain on that either. But that is where we are going. It involves crossing the ocean in a ferry, which means it is probably going to be nighttime by the time we get there, or at least early hours of the, maybe it'll be early hours of the morning or early morning by the time we land in, make landfall in Estonia. But at least for most of this journey, we should have daylight. So that is today's plan. It isn't a big journey, it isn't an expensive journey or a very lucrative one, but it is one that allows me to go to another country. And hopefully, along the way, unlock, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns, 5 cities? Hopefully. It may not. Perhaps I'll be going past all of them and none of them shall be unlocked and it shall be just a bit, oh dear. But you never know. And the reason I say that is because I have just noticed, I have driven along these and not unlocked a number. But then again, I have unlocked these. So how have I not unlocked those? Right, I'm going to find out. Let's just start the video and let's just find out, shall we? Now, given that this is already here, we are here to start with. So I'm just going to go ahead and check what I can pick. This is where things go a little all over the place. So I'm looking for Goodyear. So currently we are at SRN IHF. Okay, there's no Goodyear. At least not in this. Right. It is a shame that I cannot just search for it, because that would be great. Oh look, speaking of Mercedes, there's an AMG one. And I have not checked the comments from the last video because obviously I'm recording this straight after the last video. But I'm not saying that, just going to point out, I'm not saying Mercedes are horrible, terrible cars, because there are certain Mercedes vehicles that are pretty good, I think. I just have no idea. Should I just take it with Dasher or something? Maybe Dasher will do. Really no idea. Let's just fly through some of these. Oh, have I literally just gone all the way to the end? Yep, that was all the way to the end. Why can I not get the right skins for these things? Does Amazon Prime deliver? Oh, that's another thing I could have complained about. Let's do Dasher. Dasher will do. That is something else I could have complained about. I could have said something like Netflix, and the way Netflix they keep increasing their prices, but the quality of their products, what they make and whatnot, is just goes more and more down. Maybe that would have been something I could have said. I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep doing this the wrong way. This time I've got this very, very wrong. Yes, I know I got that wrong. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. Yes, a lot of, in my opinion, I've heard a lot about Netflix, since now I do not watch Netflix. But I know a lot of people do, and I say I do not watch Netflix. I have seen. Right, is this because it's not fitting underneath, or because that looked right? That did look lined up. That does look lined up to me. Okay, hang on. Will it start reversing now? Yep, that was the problem. There we go. So one thing I've also learnt by looking at some of these on the motorway, they do lift these up quite high sometimes. Right, where should we take a picture of this? Let's go out. Should we go out front? I think we should go out front. But yes, I said I wasn't going to complain about things today, so what should we do? What should we talk about? Oh no, I really parked that badly, didn't I? That's horrific parking. There we go, perhaps here. Oh, actually, that's decent. That's decent. Very decent. There we go. These are all just for, actually, that thumbnail probably should be lower. There. These are all for thumbnails, these pictures, so there's nothing very clever about these. Has it been an accident? It has, hasn't there? Right. I have an idea. Let's do this. I have the window open right now, just get some fresh air in. And should we continue straight or turn off here? Let's turn off here, shall we? Oh, that was a bad idea. Should have continued straight. Right. Yeah, let's do that. How am I going to do this? Think brain. Did I just stall? I did. Okay. Turn into here. Just watch that behind us. Thank you. Maybe I should tell them there's been an accident, you might want to turn the other way. All these lorry noises are great. They really are. It's so much more realistic than it used to be. Tell you what, let's talk about good titles, good games now. As I go and mount the curb, sure. This was probably a really good idea. Talk about good titles. What titles are really good? Now, I'm going to mention a title that perhaps you would think I would not mention, but I am going to mention, because I think that despite everything being broken, it is a good title. What is this? I still cannot figure out this junction. So I'm supposed to do that, and then does this go all the way around? It does. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yes, I know what I said about it last week, and it has its issues. It definitely has its problems, but it is an incredible title if they can get their act together. So I'm just going to caveat that one and say, if they can get their act together, it will be a great title. It just isn't right now. That is what I'm going to say about that one. Euro Truck Simulator 2, great title. I think that this is really, really good. There's plenty of good moments in this. I'm actually going to close the window a bit. That will do. This is a really weird junction. But we are underway, so that's fine. Yes, Euro Truck Simulator 2. It's a fantastic title. I think it is great. What other titles? I was going to mention Minecraft, but I've not played Minecraft in so long. Minecraft used to be incredible. I'm not sure if it is anymore. I'm not sure what the updates are like or anything like that. But it used to be an incredible title. So I'm not sure whether I can mention that. Zelda titles, Legend of Zelda titles, they're all brilliant. Maybe not to everybody's liking, that's for sure. But they are really quite good. Breath of the Wild, fantastic. Tears of the Kingdom, not so sure about. Not so sure about that, but Breath of the Wild, fantastic. And the reason being is that Tears of the Kingdom it just didn't have the same punch, I think, as Breath of the Wild has. That being said, I haven't yet played Tears of the Kingdom. This is just what I'm seeing online. But Breath of the Wild definitely was like it was very much, what's the right simile to use here? It was like seeing... It was like when you used to playing a title, so let's say you played Legend of Zelda for years and you've got used to it, you've played Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, which I think that Breath of the Wild is a successor in those areas. I think that is where it really takes that inspiration from. So if we take it from there, then it is like you were, let's say, I don't know, stargazing. You're stargazing and you've seen the Orion Nebula with the binoculars, and you're thinking, whoa, that's incredible. And then some years as a kid maybe, and then some years later as an adult, you have purchased a telescope, a really nice telescope, and you found the Orion Nebula, and you're looking at it through a telescope or through doing astrophotography, and you found you're seeing this, and it is like that. That is how I compare the two. That is what Breath of the Wild was like compared to previous Zelda games. There was familiarity to it. A lot of it was very familiar, but at the same time, whoa, What's all this clattering around? But at the same time, everything was just tweaked to be a little bit better. It was more polished. It was more interesting. It was larger. Everything just seemed that much better. And that is what I think it was like. Other titles that might have been like that, similar, in a similar vein. Oh, I know. Horizon Forbidden West, is that one of them? Again, another one I haven't yet played. I have it, I haven't played it. I've heard some very good things about that. So that was apparently an incredible title. What building is that? It's clearly a building, an important building. What does it say? Euro something. It's a hotel. Never mind. Oh, this is one of the towns. I'm going to... Right, okay, I am going to miss the towns. That's annoying. That is really annoying. Yes. Centre. Great. Centre and north. Dear oh dear. What other titles? Games from the past. I'm thinking of games from the past now. I suppose Sonic the Hedgehog was revolutionary when it came out, the way it did its platforming. Super Mario, and that there is sort of a diminished returns, and I do feel somewhat sorry for some of the... I say I feel sorry for them, I do not particularly feel sorry for them, but I certainly understand when some of them have issues. Some developers, it's like, what do you do next? It is honestly that. What should I do next? I have no idea. Because everything that could be done has been done. I'm not turning off here, so I'm going to go into this lane because that lorry is going rather slowly. So yes, I do think that developers, publishers, they all have their work cut out for them. And of course there are some titles that start off well and then fall to the wayside. I think The Sims is a prime example of this. I honestly think The Sims 2 or The Sims 3 is better than The Sims 4, although you can mod The Sims 4 to such a state that it's really good. Elite Dangerous, that's another title. Space Elite first came out in the 1980s. Elite Dangerous was supposed to really build up on that, bring that into the modern age, and it did. And then unfortunately, I think people ruined it. Where it became, if you want to do anything other than shooting pirates or being a pirate, you were gone. There wasn't the ability to do that was no longer there because everyone would just shoot you out of the water. So unfortunately, sometimes people ruin it. Gran Turismo 7 does not have... Gran Turismo is a great title. I think that Gran Turismo 4 is probably the best Gran Turismo made. I think that, and I have played Gran Turismo's, in fact I've played every single Gran Turismo main sequence title, and I've played Gran Turismo Sport. But yes, Gran Turismo 4 I think was the best title that they had made. And 7 is not bad. It is just, it doesn't hold quite the same, I think the same interest, it just does not work in the same way. It doesn't capture you in the same way. You could go back to Gran Turismo 4 now, especially with these Spec 2 updates or whatever people have done. There's all these mods, Spec 2. You could go back to Gran Turismo 4 and it would be more than playable. In fact, I've heard recently that steering wheel support has been added to it, or was added to it with the Spec 2 update, and that includes direct drive wheels. Now, of course, I'm not expecting Assetto Corsa Evo levels of feel. I'm not expecting even Gran Turismo 7 levels of feel. But the fact that a title from 2004 is still going that strongly is quite good. Speaking of those sorts of things, Assetto Corsa itself, it's incredible. 10 years later, 11 years later, it is still going. So another fantastic title. In terms of more main sequence, I would say things like FIFA, but they really are not. Or, well, it isn't FIFA anymore, is it? It's EA something. I think every EA title has just gone downhill. The Formula 1 games, just poorly optimized, bugged, for the price, the features they have, the way they are, it just is not. It is not there. And that is why I no longer play the Formula 1 titles personally. I have reviewed them and I have seen good stuff about them. There are definitely good bits, but it's just not there at the moment. Maybe, who knows, Formula 1 2025 might be incredible. And I certainly hope so with Codemasters. Codemasters used to make really, really good titles until EA took over. And that is where things have gone downhill, and EA are really bad at that. Battlefield, again, I'm not sure how great that is anymore. Call of Duty, I think they're just rehashing things. But then Call of Duty, those sorts of titles are just, you expect them to have something in them, like a little niche bit for each title, a little gimmick in each title. And once you have that gimmick, that is the gimmick for that title, and then it just stays. And then the next title will have a gimmick, and then the next title will have a gimmick, and that is how they make sales. But overall, as a title, as a game, sometimes it's just not there. This is going to be interesting. Where am I trying to go? I do not like this. I needed... Oh, I could have stayed in that lane. It would have been alright. So that was horrible. I think I've been... Yes, I can see the blue line. I've been over this before. Oh, there's a broken down vehicle underneath. This is very nice, though. So many tunnels. I've never seen this bottom part of it. It's quite nice to see. I am genuinely trying to think of good titles, or titles that have not been ruined. I remember anyone from maybe the mid-2000s played PlayStation in the mid-2000s. EA had a Star Wars Battlefront. Was it EA that made it? Yes, it was EA. I think it was EA Games that made it. Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is the original Battlefront 2. And it was a fantastic title. It really was. And I think maybe, and again, let me know in the comments, maybe all this pursuit of high textures, incredible textures and incredible models, fidelity of the models, resolution of the models, and this great lighting has come at the cost of gameplay features, has come at the cost of has come at the cost of gameplay features, has come at the cost of story, has come at the cost of offline games. This is something I've noticed. A lot of games are now just online, and it's kind of annoying. It really is quite annoying. That van is actually going to be really nasty, isn't it? Yep, they ran out of room. Yes, so I think that it's coming at the cost of good story, and just good games. Maybe. Not all the time, but I think that is something that is happening. Let's close the window. Let's give this continue driving. There's something about Euro Truck Simulator 2. When you are driving in this title, there is... As the sun goes down, especially now, it just has this very, very realistic feel to it. It does seem like you are driving, because I do driving like this. As the sun comes up through country roads, middle of woodland, middle of forests. I do this, or thickets, or lines of trees. And this is not too far off what I would experience as the sun comes up or goes down. And it does give you that feeling, especially with this extra traffic. With the extra traffic, this is definitely something that comes up, and it does give you that realism. Make sure people know very, very early that I'm turning off here. Okay, I assume this is the... Yep, this is the ferry. That's really annoying that I didn't actually get any... I didn't get any of the... what's it called, towns along the way. That's really annoying. Oh well, it is what it is. Actually, here's another question for anybody who's got this far into the video. Books. Do you think books as a medium are dying? That's it. That's the question. Just want to know if that's something of interest, of course. And if so, what do you think's replacing them? Is it television, or is it just mobile phones? And why, maybe? Do you have a why to that? Right, where am I going? Not there. Not there. There. Pardon you? Here we go. Paldiski discovered. Baltic tourist, 1 of 35. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead and deliver our cargo, which should not take too much longer. If I can find my way out of this. So this is to the Baltics. First time into the Baltics. Railway should be safe. Wait, what? Okay. Getting a little confused around here as I make my way out of this. It says 12 miles per hour through this. I am certainly not doing 12. I'm not sure if that is correct. Oh, there's a pickup point there. Maybe it is 12, actually, looking at how tight some of these turns are. Am I supposed to just cross? I assume so. I didn't see a giveaway sign on my side, but I think that should have been a giveaway. I'm not turning down there. This is nice. This is very nice. Leaving town. 56:31. What? Or did that say entering town, or has that swapped around incorrectly? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. This looks safe to cross. Now, what do these mean? Flashing amber lights give way. That is what they mean in this country, right? That is what I'm going to guess them to be. If they are not, I do apologise. I should fill up fuel. Should I just do... No, I'll do that afterwards. I've got plenty of fuel to get me to my destination. I'll fill this up over there. Now watch there be no fuel where I am going. That is what I was trying to say. I did say in this session I wanted to get 3 or 4 videos done. I have a feeling I may only get 2 done. Wrong year. Just looking at what time it is currently. May only get 2 done. Might be able to get a 3rd. Potentially. After that, that's probably about it. Okay. So we are driving through the night now. But that's alright. As I said, maybe this isn't the greatest on YouTube, but honestly, I'm used to doing this. I'm actually used to doing this now. Once upon a time, I would very rarely have done something like this, but now I do this. Why am I in... Oh no, that is low. I misread that M as a H. It's manual, obviously. Oh, I need to get out in front of that lorry. Thank you. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing. Keep pushing. There we go. The thing is, here's a completely different question. If you do this for a living, would you want to play this title? There's a question. If you did this for a living, would you want to play this title? Given that you would know all the intricacies, you'd know what is and is not realistic, what does and does not work. And I know, for example, a lot of lorries are now automatic, if not all. But would you want to do this for a living? If you did this for a living, would you want to play this outside of your job? It's just something that I'm curious about. Are we entering a town? Maybe? A village of just one house? Possibly. Oh no, we are entering a town. So this should, at least this one should be unlocked. It's going to make me drop to 30? No, 40. I think we're going over a bridge here, right? I think so. Some point shortly. Because I think... Oh, now it is 30. And now, again, I'm just going to say I think there are docks here. Somewhere. Or perhaps it's a little further up. I know we're near water. It could have filled up there as well. I should consider doing this, but I'm hoping that there we go. I'm hoping that my destination has fuel. I really am. Because otherwise it's going to be really, really bad. What's happened to the textures on that? It's all a little bit wonky. Once again, I beg your pardon. Right, here we go. Can I use my beams here? No. I was about to switch them on, but then that lorry appeared out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. What even is my beams? What button is it? I do need to figure that one out. It's not that button. Is it this button? That is... That's it. I really cannot have them on. I'm trying to give you guys the best possible view, but every time I switch them on, well, we run into traffic. There's quite a lot of traffic here, actually. Possibly because this is the main road? I think this is. So if you do not turn in. Thank you. Destination. I do not see a petrol station. That's a problem. I see people, which is not very common in ECS2. I see a garage. I see a lot of people. I just do not see a filling station. Oh dear. Mind you, that being said, to get out of there, I have to cross over, use that ferry again. I can always get fuel. Fill up some diesel there. There we go. This is where I'm turning in. And we have reached our destination. Let's go ahead and park this up. Where am I parking this? Have I done it again? I've gone in the wrong way and then... Oh no, this side did not have a way through. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Ooh, AMD. Radeon. I could do with that as a new graphics card, actually. So then, by the time this video comes out, will they have announced their next graphics card? I have no idea. Try and straighten this up a little so I can see what's going on. There we go. That should be easy enough. I wonder if they're ever going to make Euro Truck Simulator 3. And what would they do? How would they go about doing that? That's another question. That is definitely another question. Do that, put that up, switch off the lights, switch off the engine, and then go ahead and disconnect the trailer. Job completed. There we go. That's the end of that. almost to the next level. I think I'm going to have to do something to get to the next level in the next episode. That's probably the best, that's probably my best bet, right? Let's have a look at where we are and what we can get. So yes, it looks like that is all we've got. I mean, that doesn't look like a bad job overall, although what's this? That also doesn't look like a bad job. In fact, that looks like a fantastic job. So I could do that, or I could try and play the YouTube algorithm and label the next episode transporting AMD graphics cards. And I can speak about graphics cards. I think that is probably a good idea. I can speak about graphics cards, plus I'm going into the middle of Finland. I mean, really, I don't know, Tampere? Or is that Tampere? I don't think it's Tampere. Like, it's not French, it's not Ampere. Tampere, maybe. I think that's probably the best option. It might get me a few views. So that is what I'm going to do. And I will talk specifically, I guess, about graphics cards in the next video. Although that being said, this is an urgent delivery, it's fragile cargo, and it's high value cargo. Will I be able to do this? That is the next question that I'm going to have. I will decide that in a minute. Definitely decide that in a minute. But for now, I'm going to end this video. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. Any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Euro Truck Simulator 2 for some graphics card chat. I'm just trying to think, what can I talk about with graphics cards, really? BIOS, the fact that Afterburner's not being updated, Nvidia being terrible, prices, graphics card prices, that's pretty bad. I could talk about all of those kind of things. Yeah, I guess we'll just do a light discussion about graphics cards. I certainly know my Nvidia cards better than my AMD ones, but you never know. I might come up with something. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that. I'll see you next time.